FBI responds to Zuckerberg's bombshell Rogan revelation. Burrow helped bury Hunter Biden's laptop story. And again, I knew that the FBI did this because they had the laptop for so many months and did absolutely nothing about it. We got whistleblowers in the FBI coming out and saying that they were told to bury the laptop. So nothing they could say um, that can have me believing that this didn't happen because of Zuckerberg's testimony and the testimony from the whistleblowers. But before we get started, go ahead, hit that like button, share this out so we get this information out there. Subscribe if you're not already a subscriber. Hit that alarm bell so you know when I'm putting out new stuff. Also, check out my link tree in the description. It has a link um, to my Patreon where I talk about things I can't talk about here. And there's also a link so you can follow me on Twitter because I'm very active on Twitter now. So check that out. All right, let's talk about this news. The FBI finally weighed in on Mark Zuckerberg's claim that Facebook suppressed the Hunter Biden laptop story after being warned about, quote, Russian propaganda by the Bureau ahead of the 2020 presidential election. Zuckerberg, who founded the company, which is now known as Meta, told podcast giant Joe Rogan this week that Facebook restricted sharing of the story because the FBI had warned the company just before it broke that a Russian disinformation dump was coming. The revelation, coupled with whistleblowers' allegations, the Bureau barred agents from investigating it, raises questions about the FBI's role in the election. Quote, the FBI routinely notifies U.S. private sector entities, including social media providers, of potential threat information so that they can decide how to better defend against threats, the Bureau said in a statement Friday night, adding that it quote, cannot ask or direct companies to take action on information received. Like, yeah, right. That's false. They tell these companies, hey, you shouldn't put that out there. And what do you think? You think the companies are not going to listen to the FBI? You think they're not going to listen to the Department of Justice so they can be investigated on stuff? Of course they're going to listen when they be like, nudge, nudge, hey, you might not want to put this out there. What do you think these companies are going to do? I mean, come on. It's the government. It's the U.S. government. The U.S. government can do anything to any company. Individuals as well. There's a great book, I think it's called Five Felonies a Day or something like that, that shows that they have all of these crazy laws to set you up so they can come after you whenever they want to. So you break at least 5 felonies a day. So the government can come after you anytime they want. So, and this is so that's why they can get away with threatening Facebook, saying, hey, you better not put this stuff out there because they know they can come after Facebook if they really want to. But while Facebook and Twitter, which also silenced the New York Post bombshell ahead of the election, are private companies not technically bound by the First Amendment. Any action taken under government pressure could become a constitutional issue. So that's why the FBI have to come out and say this stuff, because it's unconstitutional for them to do this. But they're pretending like, oh, hey, we didn't explicitly say to take to not put out the information on the laptop. We were just warning them that there's some disinformation out there you guys might want to be aware of. This is bullcrap. This company is a private company. Why do you have to come to them and say anything about censoring other people's opinions? It makes no sense. With photos, videos, emails, and text messages on the abandoned laptop, which were also ignored by legacy news outlets, painted the president's son as a drug-addled, venal, a degenerate, and raised troubling questions about President Joe Biden's own role in his son's corrupt dealings. A recent poll by Technometrica Institute of Policy and Politics suggests that 79% of Americans believe President Trump likely would have won re-election if voters had known about the contents of Hunter Biden's laptop and that it was authentic. Longer after the election, media outlets like CNN and Washington Post, which had dismissed the laptop as Russian disinformation, acknowledged it was authentic. Zuckerberg told Rogan he couldn't remember if the FBI alluded specifically to the laptop, but after the FBI released a statement, Meta tweeted that the warning had been general in nature. Of course, they will have to backtrack, but I think it was specific. I mean, because that was like really the only thing that Facebook, well, one of like the major things that Facebook actually censored during that time was the laptop stuff. Quote, the FBI shared general warnings about foreign interference, nothing specific about Hunter Biden, the statement said. Zuckerberg's revelation came on the heels of Senator Ron Johnson disclosing that multiple whistleblowers from inside the FBI had told him they were barred by their superiors from investigating the laptop. So two things can't be true: either the whistleblowers are lying, or the FBI, when they put out this statement, is lying about it. Both can't be true. The computer which Hunter Biden abandoned at the Wilmington, Delaware computer repair shop is believed to be in the possession of the FBI since late 2019, more than a year before the election, and they did nothing about it. It contains photos of Hunter Biden naked and smoking crack, unseemly discussions about his family and sexual activities, and references to the role of the big guy in the corrupt dealings with foreign entities. The big guy has been named by former Hunter Biden associate Tony Bublowski as Joe Biden, and I covered that on my old channel. And he actually came to one of the debates. Bublowski actually came to one of the debates between Joe Biden and Trump. And then and the media didn't want to report anything from what this guy was saying, and he actually was partners with Hunter Biden. And the media, the mainstream media, was uncurious. Didn't want to ask this guy any questions about if the laptop was true. Any of these text messages or emails that were on the laptop, were they real? They were uninterested, and that's strange. If you're supposed to be a reporter, you should be investigating these things. FBI Director Christopher Wray told lawmakers earlier this month that he could not comment on what, if anything, the Bureau is doing regarding the laptop, but he said he found reports that the Bureau refused to pursue a laptop investigation ahead of the election deeply troubling. Johnson called on the Department of Justice Inspector General Michael Horowitz to investigate why the Bureau, which is part of the DOJ, has apparently refused to investigate the laptop. But I won't hold my breath. There's not going to be any investigation into any of this. I don't think anything's going to really happen to Hunter Biden, even though we have all this evidence of corruption with him and his father, Joe Biden. But let me know what you think. Leave your comments down below. Like, share, and subscribe, and check out democrepublics.com for the latest in news. Until next time, peace.